Welcome back to the footy. Nothing like the first bounce. Big D1 game here between New York and LA Dragons. The ball is away. Let's see what happens here out of the middle.
Contested ball in the middle, comes out the back. Good, strong tackle there by the Magpies. Slipped out of the pack, kicked out quickly. I think the umpires called it for a ball up.
So, welcome to the footy. I'm here with Adam Gomolinski. I am Paul Plugger O'Keefe. This is super exciting to me to be next to Adam. We just met yesterday and Adam's joining us from Australia. Here we go, ball up again. Nice big tap there.
Good contested footy. In and under, New York gets it out here. Quick kick out to the wing. They're chasing onto it. We might get a catch here.
Oh, that's right. Came right to us. Ball is out of bound here, and this is the windward side. The wind's sort of coming slightly left to right. I would reckon it's probably a goal and a couple of points advantage. Not too strong. It's actually lovely. It's been hot here today. The ball's in. It's up. You can see the wind take the ball right there. Bit scrabbly over here. LA is away.
Oh, strong mark attempt, but dropped it in the air. Again, another contest. Bit of a scrappy game so far, but I think now that it's drying up a little bit, hopefully it'll be opening up a bit more.
And I would expect, a D1 game like this to be scrappy early and then more open as the game goes on a little bit. Nice kick right down the wing, and it just went out of bounds. And we may see a lot of the game on this side of the field as that wind is coming left to right, but also pretty much across, and you can just see some of those kicks, how they were curving in the wind. And even this boundary throw will float.
Especially when you got the wind for your quarter, for your half, you want to really be using that to your advantage. Good, strong mark there. Field's opening up a bit more now. Looks inside, looks straight down the middle.
Oh, a big clash there between two Magpies.
And Magpies jumped onto it again. Great handball out of the middle. And unlucky for one behind. But what a great piece of play by there. Unlucky for the finish.
Don't have names. Now, New York does have the win this quarter, and the one thing about playing 220s is that a 5-minute purple patch for a team can make a big difference. I'd say that's an illegal hand pass and the call played on just out of our range, but he missed the mark and the ball's gone out of bounds.
And as we've seen with a few of the games earlier today, it really matters with the efficiency on the scoreboard. Like, you've got to get the goals. Into the play, LA gets it out, quick hands, Magpies swoop on it, kicks into the center, and Magpies mark it. The umpire has paid it, but paid a free kick. It did not go the required distance in the end, but they got the free kick in the end.
Shane Lowry taking the kick here. And I think it's important with this win that New York get on the board with a goal early. As I said, with 220s, if you have a 3-goal lead, it can be impossible to come back in that second half. It's not like a traditional game of footy with 4 quarters.
Absolutely. And looks like it's curving back a little bit.
Let's see. It is a point.
We nearly had it.
Hard to tell there when the players hit the point post. Was it the ball? It looked outside.
I was wondering if Lee Matthews was playing for a second.
Move the goalpost to get it in between. Big kick out of defense into the pack.
Good tackle, strong tackle. LA picks it up. LA kicks it out towards the wing. They've got a free man out here. Goes past him, picks it up though. Turns inside. Oh, we've got a free kick.
It was a free kick back here. That's why he dropped the ball, because he was looking at the umpire. So it's
umpire not making up.
No play on in that situation.
Kicks it out. Magpies again. They've really come out strong here. It looks like Connor down there on the half forward and out of bounds, about 20 metres out from the Magpies goal. Look, they're getting a lot of possession at the moment, and I think it's about capitalising on the scoreboard. That's really going to be taking advantage with the win this quarter, this half.
And LA is just looking a little bit out of sorts. They haven't been able to move the ball yet.
And I'm sure this is one. And I'm sure this is one they both want to win.
Yeah.
They want to be the battle of the big cities.
Yep, that was a good tackle. Yeah, you got to win your games on Saturday at Nationals. It's very rare for a team to go through to the finals with a loss. Happens sometimes, but generally the teams that are undefeated go through.
Long kick, and it is a magnificent goal. Magnificent there. So, New York now 1-2-8 to yet to score LA.
I think it's important for LA to win this tap and at least get some ball movement in this next passage of play. As I said, if you fall behind, if New York scores quickly here, that could make for a long game for LA.
You've really got to hold their momentum because they're looking to really take advantage of this game.
They did win the tap, but it went straight back to number 10, Shane Lowry.
In front.
Nice.
Play on. Swit turned around. They've got an open man. He picks it up beautifully. An open goal.
Michael Dixon with the open goal, and that was exactly what I was saying. That makes it tough for LA now, just in terms of momentum, playing against the wind. You know, as I said, well, maybe it's a 2-goal win, but you know, LA has yet to move the ball, and that was good ball movement there by New York to create that space.
It's always fantastic when you see a player don't have to change stride at all and just run straight onto it, which is a beautiful play. Well done, Magpies. They're up by 2-14 to yet to score LA.
Another centre bounce. Nice big hit out there from number 23 is Glenn Govers.
Got another one.
Glenn is really winning the centre taps, but LA has not been able to make use of them.
Edwards has been a rock in defence so far. Long penetrating kick. LA are onto it though. Looks in the midfield. Long left foot kick. Is LA going to be able to pinch it here? New York again with their penetrating defence. Kicks around the body. LA runs onto it. Splits the middle. Oh, gets clean. Picks it up.
I think that right there was emblematic of the game so far, right? LA had a few chances but weren't able to move the ball, and New York were able to wrap them up and cause a stoppage.
They've been on them very strongly so far today.
Yep. Glovers won the tap again, but New York was there to pick up the crumbs.
Strong tackle. Another contested ball. So if you're in LA at the moment, how do you want to stop their momentum? What are you thinking?
They just have to use, when they get possession of the ball, they just have to keep it and use it. I mean, they've been scrappy and defensive and lots of tackling. Oh, goes around the body but didn't go through for a point. I think each time you get the ball, you've got to just start to connect it. They're doing a good job tackling and causing the stoppages, but just not moving the ball.
Absolutely. I think just get some possessions up as well. Make the most of when you do have the ball. We've got a kick out here. They're really huddled up, expanding now. Long kick out to the half forward line. Strong. Oh, sorry. Keeps it in on the boundary. Kicks it into the forward. New York again.
Oh.
Looks like we had a
play. Must have been a hit behind the play because they've moved the ball downfield. So it must have been a late hit. We couldn't see it. Our cameraman's right in our view here. But I would say that's a late hit and movement downfield.
Who we got lining up here?
Yeah, all right, we've got
number 4.
Number 4, who's not on the sheet. So we'll just call him number 4. Goes for the nice kick, left to right. I think that snuck in.
It's just snuck that in.
Yeah,
beautiful.
He did. So now putting New York on top. Even obviously they're on top with 3 goals, 3 to 0 points. But just with that wind, I think they're outperforming the strength of the wind. Yep. And they're moving the ball, and LA has not been able to really move the ball yet. I don't think it's actually been into the LA 50 once yet.
No.
Maybe a couple of times past halfway,
and we've
but
had
not into the 50.
And we've had Edwards in the back line, who's been absolutely a wall down there when it has been getting there. So LA might need to make sure they're a bit tighter on him.
Glover's won the tap again, but then when he got the ball back, didn't have the chance to get rid of it.
Silly play there.
Claiming a 50 and they're getting it.
New York are definitely in their heads right now.
Yep.
Definitely in their
That
heads.
was a little bit of gamesmanship there from New York to sort of drop the ball as it came back to them, but they got it. Is this number 10, Shane Lowry again? Nice little kick to the lead. And
We got the call again. The umpire has called a holding the man. So New York about 15, 20 meters out from front on a slight angle. Let's see how they capitalize. But this game is getting away from LA very, very quickly right now. And I guess credit where credit's due.
Yeah.
New York has come to play this carnival.
Yeah, this is a good performance by New York. And even with the win, you'd say they're outperforming LA. And as I said, with the 220s, it's very difficult if you get too far behind to move that back. And the wind is picking up, but I don't believe it's a 4-goal 3 wind at this point.
No.
So it's 4 goals 3-0. 4 goals 3-27. I couldn't do the math fast enough in my head. I had to wait for the scoreboard to clear out and show it's 27 points to 0. Very often in the 220s format, 27 points is a total score, is a good total score. So very good to be in a half.
Ball up here in the middle of the ground. New York, LA. Oh, big hit in the middle. Connor takes it out. Gets wrapped up. Play on. New York get a kick forward. Running onto it. Who's going to pick it up first? New York, LA. LA gets it tackled.
Yep.
And we have a free kick. Looks like it's holding the man.
Yep.
LA needs to just settle themselves a little bit here, but a kick high up. And we've got a strong mark here by LA.
Strong mark by Frederick Sedabini. That was a good mark.
Frederick kicks it long. Here we go. This is a chance for LA. Out.
And
Just been punched
right
out.
Towards the commentary position was the punch. But even then, while they had a bit of ball movement, it was a little bit scrabbly. The kick down to Frederick was sort of just fell in the wind.
Yep. That's when you got to keep
up.
it those low, short possessions. LA with a beautiful take out of the mid. Strong tackle there.
Could have been a sling, but didn't get called. That was one of those times when LA actually won the ball. Was a mixed ruck tap, but number 32 came through and totally dominated the ball out of that.
Here we go. LA find someone, but you got to get it down deep. When you're in this possession, find a man deep. But we're about 50 meters out, pretty much straight in front.
Right, so this
LA
is the first
long.
time they've beaten into the 50. Oh, nice.
Here we go.
Nice mark. That's much better.
They
Much better ball movement.
They definitely need to take this advantage. Let's get them on the score. Get them on the board.
I can't see the player's number. Now, Brian Barish knows all the players. He would know and not have to wait for the number, but we're just not quite there yet.
No. I'm game 2, so hopefully one day I'll be as good as Brian, but we call him the GOAT.
Okay, it looks like it was a goal.
Beautiful kick. Steadies the momentum a little bit. Let's try and get a second one here for LA. Otherwise, it might get away from them, but good to get them on the scoreboard. So the AFL Watch scoreboard is 4-3-27 to 1 goal 6.
Daniel Sladovic with the goal, and what was good for LA there, that's the first time they've been into the 50, and to score, I think will give them a lot of confidence that if they get it in there, they're out of the middle. This is the first time that, they nearly won it out of the middle and dropped the ball. That was unfortunate.
Good hands there.
Movement.
Strong tackle, and it has been played on.
He just got rid of it in
that
time.
in the back?
Yeah, in the back.
Again, LA now coming up. They're back in the game here if they can get a few more goals. Good defensive spoil there. And it's just out in front of the cameraman here for a throw-in.
The throw-in is right in front of us. We'll see the impact of the wind here. Not too much. It seems to have dropped off a little bit. Glover won the tap again for LA.
Glover's really been taking advantage of the hit-outs, but LA need to really capitalise on.
Right, exactly. They're winning the tip-outs, but the ball seems to be generally going New
Long
York way.
kick forward.
Oh, that
And
is a
another
good
strong mark
mark.
play
Oh,
on, and it is another goal to LA. 2 goals,
Yes.
12 to 4, 3, 27. They're steadying the ship a little bit here.
My heart was in my mouth on that one. I thought when he played on that was a touched ball, but he got away with it. That's 2 quick goals for Sledovich in, literally 2 minutes. So LA's been into the 50 twice with 2 goals, so their conversion rate is unbelievable. They've obviously got a big target there at full forward that they just need to move. So we're back into the center. We must only have a couple of minutes left in the half now. Okay, no one won the tap that time. Let's see who gets it out of the middle. New York, oh, maybe.
Stood hands.
Yep, New York, I'd give New York the advantage of that again. Yep, here they go away out of the center.
Strong team play here.
34 was asking for the free, but didn't get it. Not enough in my book. I think that was a good non-call by the ump.
The umps have been very good today.
They're very good every day.
Every day.
They're USAFL umpires.
Looks like we've got a ball up or a throw in. Oh no, we've got a free kick to New York. Pretty close in front. I didn't see what it was for, but New York have a free kick here. So number 90.
There's no 93, so we're just going with number 93 on the score sheet.
And he split the middle there. Beautiful kick. New York has got one back after their strong start. Very good game today.
Yeah, 5 goals 3 to 2 goals straight. I think the difference for me right now is that while Glover from LA is winning every tap, it is New York that is getting the ball out of the center literally every time. And so that midfield then allows New York to play a bit more of a wide open game that LA has not been able to play. So I think that's really the difference for me, is just how they're winning the ball.
Absolutely, and they're clean with it as well.
Yep. Once they've got that space, they're good enough to use it.
And I wonder if New York are actually working themselves towards Glover's hit-outs as well.
I think a few times they've actually read it off the ball off of him.
New York down to the 50 again. Contested ball, New York crummet, handball. Handball again, everyone, they're just running a lot harder today.
Yep. Nice big kick. Where is that going?
And New York have crumbed it. Another goal looks like it was touched. They were running into an open goal, but looks like there was good defense there by LA.
1 point, mate. They all matter. They all matter. I'm old school. I like when they have to kick it to yourself if you want to play out of after a point. But here he goes. Nice long kick to this far side, the defensive side. Oh, that could be a kick. That did. Okay. The rule is if you kick it out from defense and it goes out, even if it bounces out without someone touching the ball, it's an out of bounds on the full. But in that case, the umpire had called play on, so it was just a general kick.
Yep.
Ball's in play. Okay. Glover is complaining that the ruckman didn't nominate the ruck. Play on, he calls for the touch.
Oh, good effort there by the tackler. Nearly got him down. Came from about 10 metres behind him.
And I think he put him off because that was a horrible kick, and the wind took it and went out of bounds. And the wind's a little bit gusty. It's picked up again now.
Could be a good second half here with LA really building up the momentum.
I think if LA can get a run on with their full forward play, we'll make this interesting. Now, we don't have an official time clock here, but I think we must be pretty much right on time. I'd expect it to go in the next minute.
Yep. So a late goal here could be critical to the second half.
Yeah, LA need to just bottle this up for now and get out of the half while they can.
Kicked out by New York down to the forward line, and we have another free kick, and it looks like it might even be downfield here, which
it was the hit on 32 as he was going for the ball off the ball. I think they gave him the free kick. 32, Michael Murphy. You know, you'd expect a full forward Aussie to kick this from here. The wind's a bit of an issue, so he should be going for that left-hand goalpost and just drift it in. Let's see how he does. He gets it away.
Called it as if you were kicking it.
Oh, well, no, if I was kicking, it would have been out on the full from there, mate. But, and where it goes right on the siren. It's just what we were saying, about a minute left. I wonder if that's going to be the goal that matters in the end. If LA could have just kept that bottled up. And it was, honestly, a bit of a weak free kick, I think, to give away there. It was a 50-50 contested ball, and the LA guy just went a little bit too over the top and draped him, versus I think if he just played the ball, would have got it to ground, and then we would have been good. So here we are. I love to say it. Halftime at the footy, Adam. Good game. So I'm saying, calling it a 2-goal win now. So that means that LA is in a hole. They're in a 4-goal hole, and that four points could mean a difference.
Absolutely.
In the second half, what I'm looking for is, can LA win it out of the middle, and can they drive it down with the wind? And I would suggest, with this wind, you play, and being behind by 4 goals, you play direct, you put it all on the line. They need to come out stormy and get 2 quick goals, I reckon, to get back into this. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, and I was just having a thought there as well. I think there's been a few little undisciplined plays as well by LA. You remove those, that might be 1 or 2 goals that you could have got back. So I guess a big second half needed by LA, but really New York have come to play this carnival, and they're looking really, really good. I guess we'll be back for the second half.
Perfect. Thanks, guys. We'll see you in a couple of minutes. Halftime at the footy. All right, welcome back to the footy. Half-time, just closing out here of Division 1 game between New York and LA Dragons. Now, this is the first game for Division 1, so getting away with a win is really critical. Now, in this bracket, we also have Austin, who are defending champs. I think they've been champs 3 or 4 times in a row now. So, and Boston. Now, I've just got scores are tied on the other match, but Boston was going with the win. So if it's similar to these conditions, it's right across on the other field. You'd still say Austin's at the advantage at the half. But here we go away. Glover won the tap again, but
big contested ball in the middle.
This is much better from LA. They didn't let New York get away so quickly.
They need a big start here, LA, just to make sure that they're not out of it straight away, because this could get away from them pretty quickly. LA strong forward, kicks out, and we have a free kick for New York. New York are just playing in front, and they're in the right positions here. We got kicked out wide, finds his man, marks it down in the defensive half. Long on the wing. Looks like we'll be out of bounds for a throw-in directly across from us from here. So, look, I'm feeling the wind has died down slightly.
Oh, it's just gusty, mate. It's just gusty. So, we'll see. All right. Oh, good tackle. Neither team able to get it out. So I think this is probably a good start for LA. They just don't want New York to get away.
And there's still plenty of time on the clock.
Yep. Okay, so 23 is Sam Murphy. He's the ruckman for LA. He's won a lot of the taps. I think I said the wrong name in the first half. He is an Aussie. Looks like he plays like an Aussie. I had my Revolution hat on there, thinking, well, if he was American, we got to sign him up. But unfortunately, he's an Aussie, so cannot play for the US national team. No one wins that tap. Ball hits the ground, goes to ground. It'll probably be another ball up.
Maybe New York's going into the tactic. Let's just hold up the ball. Let's take some time off the clock as much as we can. Still early days, but
yeah, I hope that's not the case. That generally comes back to bite you. Nice tap by Murphy, but New York were there. I think they're
holding the ball.
So here we go.
Well,
they tried to give away the kick to their best kicker, but he did get it back from the handball. That is a nice raking kick, and nice lead.
Kind of slipped on the ball.
Here he goes, 31.
LA again tries to take him on, and a beautiful tackle there. Disposal of it though. Crunching it. New York out of behind the fence and kicks it out wide. And looks like LA have picked it up on the wing. Kicks it into the middle, steadies it up. Beautiful play there by that player who I cannot...
18, Matthew Burke. He was the one that had the last raking kick. You can see their tactics here. They're kicking long to their full forward, Dan Slatovich. That was better play.
Finds
it. So now here's the lead from Dan. They're looking for him. Oh, that could be pushed in the back. He didn't get it. And I think that's probably a fair call because the ball was way above him. If that ball had been a little bit closer to his, and if it impacted his marking, you would have got the free. But it's like that NFL rule. If it was not catchable, you're not going to call it.
Absolutely.
Ball comes in. Oh, he took it out of the ruck, but got tackled very quickly. Oh, call. Okay. Maybe incorrect disposal.
New York out of defense again with a long penetrating kick. LA have come out here strong. Looks like they're about tackling the ball. Again, another strong tackle. We've got a lot of contested footy in the second half.
Yeah, I think if LA can keep it bottled up and not have New York use their running game, I think will be advantage to them. And you can see already just the amount of play down in the LA Dragons forward line. Can they capitalise? They need to get a goal quickly in order to make use of it.
So New York takes it out of the pack. Again, another tackle has held up the ball again, but looks like the umpire's called for a ball up here. It's very similar to the very start of the game when it was a bit scrappy, but then it opens up. So are we going to see it open up again, or is it going to be like this for the rest of the half? Let's hope it does open up.
Call there. Something in the
New York's got a free kick here.
Yeah, something in the tap. I'm not quite sure what that was for. No, he's going to throw it up again. So I think there's just some confusion there. I think there was for a ruckman. going into the tap without, but they did nominate. So I think that was just a bit of confusion on who nominated to be in the contact, into the ruck tap.
A little bit of push and shove here.
Oh, 50, I think.
And the 50. They let LA need to use this to their advantage right now. They've got within. Looks like a bit of push and shove. They're trying to break it up. Break it up.
Now, I'm interested that New York, the last 2 kickouts, have kicked into the offensive pocket on the far side. It's easy to kick coming in with this wind. If you can see the flags on the screen, you can see them beautifully, all 3 of them, just because of the way the wind is coming across. Generally, you'd want to kick towards the commentary position, which is the dead pocket, much harder to kick into. So I'm not quite sure if that's just the way the game is going or a tactic from New York.
And there we go, the first goal of the second half.
Do we have a number on who kicked that?
Let's turn around.
We're trying to get a number. Is it Orange Boots?
I think so.
Yeah, he's got a good kick. They've been using him out of the centre for quite a number of kicks. I think it's not 13. We'll get a number on Orange Boots. We'll get a name, but he's had 2 or 3 long kicks. See what happens here with the tap. Murphy won again, and he actually got it to a teammate this time. That is important for them, but New York got the ball out.
New York's running onto it. Ooh, could have been holding the ball there. Got lucky there.
Incorrect.
LA are coming out strong here. They've got a lot of team play. Kicks it forward, but again, Edwards down back.
So the last goal kicker was Matthew Burke. I've called that name a few times.
Oh, lovely kick in the middle. New York are just going to steady it here on this possession. Holding the ball up.
Max Gardner. Puts
Long
it into
kick.
a pack. Oh, that should be an incorrect disposal.
Yep.
You can see the ball come out, and he didn't make contact with his hand for the hand pass, and that's an incorrect disposal.
Still need to come within 4 goals here, LA. Let's see how they can use the wind to their advantage. Long kick.
Ben Harding with the kick, and you can just see the impact of the wind with that kick.
Long kick there. Where was he last night for the longest kick?
Yeah, he went to Julian Mayer.
And we have a free kick here, which looked like from a high tackle. Out to Edwards again. Long kick. Big pack forming, and it looks like it's been hit out to a boundary throw-in.
Yep, out of bounds. 2 or 3 LA Dragons were all over that one, making sure they got the punch. Okay, who's in the ruck tap for LA? Oh, there's some confusion. Murphy didn't get into the tap. So it was an uncontested tap for New York.
Oh, good play.
Burke again. Prior opportunity, had to get rid of that there.
LA out, kicking it long forward to their full forward, who has come out strong.
So Dan Sladjevic again, but you can see that's their tactic. Get the ball into space, big kick up to their full forward, who's had a really good game. I mean, this will be his 3rd goal, I believe, if he pings this. And that's what LA need to do. And they need this goal too, where we're about 7-8 minutes into the half.
This will make it interesting for sure. Kicks it, and it is another goal.
That is a lovely, lovely kick.
The Watch AFL scoreboard is now 4 goals straight to LA to 24 to 6-4-40. They're very accurate today, and I think that's keeping them in the game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And you can see the impact of the wind as they try and find the ball. He kicked it so bloody far away. That now, yeah, I mean, 2 goals, 4 points with 10, 12 minutes left. I'd say it's a wide open game.
This next goal's
got to be critical. We're both thinking the same bloody thing, mate. Murphy, and that was a good tap to Burke. That's important for them to get that away and get the ball downfield. You can just hear the crowd. Ball. Yeah, if you look around, I love just sitting here looking out. You can see the Cooper's tent, because we're at the Cooper's field. You can see our sponsors over there, Tasmania. You know, down the end you've got the LA Dragons tent. You know, this is real bloody country footy, mate. Just happens to be in Sarasota.
And what a beautiful day for footy as well.
Yep. Actually, the wind wire helping the you know, one team go one, and it is nice to have a bit of breeze because it is very humid down here.
But you know, they always say a beautiful day, a beautiful footy.
So it's 82 degrees right now. So it's a warm one.
Oh, what a strong day. LA gets picked up and another goal. They are really making this game interesting. What a second half by the Dragons here. Another goal. I didn't quite see who it was, but we will get their name in a second.
What I loved about
Could be number 9.
Paul Oakham. What was great about that goal is Paul attacked the footy really hard, and he was able to bounce off a New York Magpie and still get the kick away. You know, you wouldn't necessarily write it up that way, but his aggression at the footy and his desire to score is what gave him that opportunity.
Absolutely, and I guess if you want it more, you're going to get the goals.
Over time you will. So now New York is under pressure, and so those 2 goals against the win by LA may prove important. Murphy won the tap again, but New York's going to get the ball out of the middle.
Looks like they got an open man here who takes a very clean mark.
This will be their first foray into the 50 in this half. So important for New York to score and important for LA to keep
Kicks
them out.
it long.
Oh, it hit the ground. It's not a mark. But because he didn't have any prior opportunity, it's a goal, it's a throw up. One of the things I love about footy is this concept of prior opportunity. That if you have a chance to get rid of it and you choose not to, you get pinged. But if you never had a chance, it's okay.
Again, another beautiful tap by LA, who's got it out from deep in the forward 50, holding the ball there.
So
interesting call by the umpire.
I think and play on. Good, smart thinking by New York. But away, I think LA may get this away. So that's twice into the 50 with no results for New York.
LA are coming out very strong. They look like they're very clean right now.
Right in front of us. Little short, but was lucky that it went to the LA player. But
could have been holding the ball there.
Stan.
Connor kicks it long on his left and intercepted again. And Rath here about the edge of the back line. Kicks it long, high. It's all LA though.
Oh, they talk. Oh, that should be a little bit of arsey-bargy, but that was a late hit from 94. And fair enough that Murphy was a little upset about that.
Yep.
Luckily, though, he didn't get out of control because that would have been a yellow or red card.
And we've just got another intercept by New York. New York need to really steady themselves at the moment. I think they might get lucky. It looks like a 50-meter penalty going over the mark. So, again, another undisciplined play by LA that might cost them the game toward the end. Especially that time is coming close.
Well, and you can see here New York is just taking their time, trying not to force the issue.
Kicks out. The wind's really taken that one, but LA are all there. Long kick down to the forward line.
Dominic Gray.
LA, New York. LA picks it up. No, New York have got it, but strong tackle by LA. The ball is in contest, and we're going to be a ball up here. So, it's turning out to be a great game. Just for those playing at home, it looks like the scores is
6-4-40 to 5 goals straight 30.
2 goals here. So the next goal is going to be critical. New York out of the out of the pack. Handball, kicks out to the wing, and they've got a fresh man who's going to run onto it. Kicks it off the ground just to get the ball moving forward. Looks like LA about to pick it up. No, they did not. New York have another contest. Some real contested footy right now, and it looks like another ball up by the umpire.
See, Sam Murphy there, 23, the ruckman, just hands on hips. He didn't get to pick that one up and probably should have. He's been working really hard and he's had no respite in the attack.
He'll be close to a record for most hit-outs in a game right now.
Exactly. And they haven't given him a rest off the ball because he's been dominant, but we'll see how that plays out over the next 5 minutes as he gets tighter.
But you gotta put it all on the line in every game, especially when it's coming towards the end of the game. So really, LA again has been tackled, and it looks like again another big contest. Has anyone got it out? And we have New York kicking out to the forward line.
Oh.
Interesting defense there, but it worked out.
Yes, I think it was Virgil van Dijk there in defense, kicking that ball to safety.
Look, whatever you got to do to get it out of the play, you do, and he did. So it was a nice little kick out of the pack.
Oh, and a big tap further down the wing, which, you know, unfortunately that's good for LA, but it doesn't really help LA because they need the ball. They need possession. They need to move the ball down to their forward line.
Look, probably a few minutes to go now, so yeah, 2 goals of difference.
We're about 5 minutes left, so this is good for New York to have it down regardless of them scoring or not. I think that could be out of bounds in the full. We'll wait for the call.
Throw in here in the half-forward flank for New York. New York comes onto it and gets a goal. A huge goal to steady the momentum. And it looks like it's going to be a bit more tricky here for LA to come back. But New York needed that goal, and they got the goal. Great roving out of the pack. And looks like it might have been
So
Taylor.
I knew that they'd scored just before the ball had even gone through, just looking at their full forward celebrating. You felt pretty confident that was going to be scored a goal, and they all knew it. So here we go, back into the center. Murphy wins the tap again, and it goes to Burke, and it's going to be a ball up. So LA once again could not get the ball out of the center. No one won that tap.
Onto a hands out to Connor on the side. Connor's using his pace, kicks long with his left, and they're going to get a marking. Beautiful play there. Hands back onto Connor. Connor with his left again, and slots it.
Nice.
Beautiful play by Connor then, who I might need to shout out a little bit. Recently interviewed him on the podcast. Here we go. New York straight down the middle in their forward line and kicks on the ground to another goal.
There you go. And so I'm going to call that's the game. We've got less than 5 minutes left. 3 goals for leading, and it's not just the 3 goals. That 4 point means it's a 4 goal. So, you know, if they've scored 5 goals to this point, it's going to be hard to score 4 in 5 minutes.
So those new to the game, a score of 50, is that unheard of, or is that?
That's very high for a D1 game in a 220s. I mean, you know, you play that out, that's over 100 points in a full game, which you'd say is pretty darn good. So this has been a high-scoring game as a whole, because 8 goals, 4 to 5. I mean, that's a lot of goals. That's what we love about the game, is that it is high-scoring. Unlucky for LA there. That was a nice tap from Murphy to Burke, who just couldn't quite get the kick away, and that desperation from New York showed again.
And again, that desperation is probably what the difference is then today. Here we go, New York about to run onto the ball, but LA come from run over it.
It's funny sometimes, but he did get the kick away. Good defense.
We'll put his teammate under a little bit of pressure then, and New York come away with it. And strong tackle by LA. About nearly in the middle of the ground. We've got another ball up. There's been quite a few ball ups today, but in the middle of the ground, and looks like LA run onto it after the hit out by Murphy again. But New York clean up from the defense. Kicks it high up on the ground. We've got a bit of contest here. Who's going to pick it up first? And it looks like, again, a Bit of scrappy play towards the end of the game here. Runs onto it. Beautiful spin out. Kicks forward.
Can he pick the ball up? It's a hard ball to pick up sometimes when it's bouncing. All right, now LA has a chance in their forward line. 33's got the ball, got rid of it. That was actually good hand pass. Unfortunately, number 6 didn't quite get the hand pass back.
Little tap out.
Yeah.
Runs onto it. Good team play here by LA on the boundary line. Unfortunately, just misses. But that was very nice play there by the Dragons.
That was probably one of the most fluid passages of play from the Dragons all game. It's unfortunately just coming a little bit late. And there is the final siren. So, Adam, I would say well done to New York. They were the better team overall. LA did make a run at them in the second half, and it was down to a goal difference. And New York finally steadied the ship, was able, their ball movement overall then gave them the advantage. And I think, LA put a lot into that first 10 minutes of the second half and were to get back into the game. And as so often happens, you get close, but then the other team shows its dominance and moves away. So that puts LA at 0 wins and New York at 1 win. And that's important for New York as they look on to Boston and then Austin. You've got to really go through undefeated to make the final. Doesn't count it all out for LA, but they still have to go against Austin as the reigning national champs, and that will be a tough match. And while they had some really strong players and passages of play, particularly Murphy in the ruck and Dan as the full forward, I thought Matthew Burke for them was really good as well.
Excellent.
They probably just didn't have enough of those players to string the ball together.
And I think a lot of them will learn a lot from, both teams will learn a lot from this game going into the next few games coming up. I think they're going to understand more about how to utilize the win to their advantage. I think being a bit more cleaner and really using the possession, keeping the possession of their team. So great first up game by New York. I think LA did pretty good in the second half. I think that first half might have been a bit more slower, but great game and looking forward to some more games to come.
Yeah, and I think, New York has to be incredibly happy. While LA dominated the ruck, they just won, 90% of the ball out of the middle came to them. And if you win the ball out of the middle, you give your running game a chance. So congratulations to both teams. It's always, exciting to get the first game at Nationals. Second game at Nationals is always the hardest because you've played a full game or, 220s. As you can see from the football, it's hard, competitive and physical. Now you've got a couple of hours to recover and then you've got to get ready for that second game. So we look forward to it, Adam. I've appreciated making the call with you, and I think you should have the final say.
And just want to say a big quick thank you to Connor Dells from the Magpies, who recently interviewed on the podcast, Aussie Rules the World podcast. Get around it, really interesting. I spent a few weeks there with New York while I was down there a few weeks ago, so really interesting to get an insight from the captain. But well done again to the Magpies here, and we'll see you for the next game.
All right, so I lied. I'm going to have the last word because Adam runs the podcast, Aussie Rules the World. He's interviewing people all around the world, and while he's in the US this week, we'll have a number of episodes coming out focused on the US game. It's just started up, but it's really interesting to hear the passion that people around the world have for this great game. So thanks for Adam. I wanted to give him a big plug for being over here and for the podcast. And with that, it's good night from me, and it's good night from him.
See you guys.